Welcome to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. For the next hour, you'll hear proven methods for how to live the multiple income streams dream. Ryan is passionate about helping others discover their gifts and start their own business. He's published 5 books, and his courses and group coaching programs have changed the lives of thousands of students all over the world. Ryan's books include Private Label, The Easy Way, Finding Your Grace Place, and his latest, Streams of Income. And now, here's your host, Ryan Rieger.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income radio show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger, and I get lots of emails, and I love it. I love hearing from you guys. I love reading your stories. I love seeing how I can help you, how I can point you in the right direction, how I can give you a little boost of confidence. And this is what today's episode is about. And I'm titling it, Help, I'm Stuck. And I'm going to read you a couple of snippets of some emails, but these are just they represent emails I get every day from people who want to be successful in business, that want to do this, that want to be home with their families. And just for whatever reason, they can't get moving. They aren't seeing success and they're frustrated. But I get it. It happens. I've been in that position in my life where it doesn't seem like what I'm doing is working. I'm not seeing the results. And so I hope this episode will encourage you to just keep going. But I'm going to give you some practical things that you can do to get unstuck in your business, maybe even in your life with things going on personally. But first, I just want to give you an update on the Q4 groups. We just launched those early this week as I'm recording this. They're going really well. If you want to sell in Q4, the quarter 4 is the busiest time of the year, the best time to be selling online. You still have an opportunity to jump in. We'd love to have you as part of our Q4 groups. Now, they are officially closed. But if you become a Legends member in my Legends group, we can get you access because Legends members have access to the Q4 groups. Just go to amzlegends.com and you can jump in there, become a Legends member, and you'll get access to the Q4 groups. We're going to have tons of content in there. We're going to teach very practical things on how to run your business, how to sell online during this busiest time of the year, but also prepare you for beyond. Some very basic stuff as far as foundational things like how to read a Keepograph, how to make buying decisions wisely, how to know what to buy, where to buy it. All that stuff we're going to be covering in the Q4 group. We're going to be doing something very different this year. We're having breakout sessions. I really believe that some of us who are used to getting together in person, we're really missing that connection. So we're having some breakout sessions where they're going to be Zoom meetings where you can be on camera, just hanging out. Some of them, they're going to have an agenda, some aren't. So like, for example, on Friday, we have one that is scheduled where Honey Woods and I are going to get on and just have a hangout, literally just get on and get to know people, see how we can help them, take questions, just chat. So that's kind of some of the stuff we're going to be having in the group. Next Tuesday, we have one planned all about eBay, learning eBay, one for folks in the UK, how to sell on Amazon.co.uk. We're going to be doing some very neat stuff in the Q4 groups this year, but I really believe that's the place for you if you want to learn these strategies and still take advantage of these strategies, even if you're just getting started now. You will benefit by being a member in a group like that. So go to amzlegends.com and you'll be able to get access to that group. The link will be in the show notes, just streamsofincomeradio.com. So guys, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Normally, I either have a podcast or I usually have a guest on, which I love doing. I love hearing people's stories. I love bringing you different success stories. Got a lot of great guests coming up that I'm eager to share with you. But also, I realize that the emails I get, if I have one person send me an email, I know that there may be 10 or 20 others with that exact same scenario. And so today I wanted to do something I've never done before. Other podcasts that I listen to do this, where they will take reader questions and answer them on the show. I'm not going to share anybody's last names because I know some of these folks have posted in some of my groups, and so they're okay with it being out there publicly with their first and last name, but I've not asked permission to do that. So I'm just going to use their first names and share some of the things that they've shared with me and with folks in my group, because I believe it'll really help you. If you feel like you can identify with some of these folks, then I really believe that some of the things that I've shared with them already and we'll share on this episode will help you get unstuck, because I know what that feels like. The first one is, and I think we'll probably do maybe two today. First one is Patrick, and I'll just read you parts of this email here. And he says, I've been following you for a long time. Since at least 2015, he bought the private label, the Easy Way program that I have, took that course, said he couldn't make heads or tails of it and got frustrated and gave up. Well, Patrick, I wonder if that's my fault. Maybe that course I believe is really good. It's helped a lot of folks, but I'm sorry that it didn't help you out there. In September 2017, he bought the Proven Amazon course. He got his account set up after Q4. He was just starting. He was restricted in so much. Certainly we can talk about that. I'll make sure I take a note to talk about restrictions. And so he stopped for a whole year because of the restrictions, stopped for a whole year until 2018 when he got the Proven Q4 plan. That's our Q4 groups that we do every year. He had some sales, but not as many as I thought I should have. So by March of 2019, I had given up again. In October of last year, so in October 2019, I bought the Replens course. That's a course I did with my friend Jimmy Smith. I let life get in the way and missed Q4 again. I made a 2020 goal that I was going to send a set number of products, and I did in January, February, and March, and then COVID happened, and I gave up again. Every day I look in the Replens group, and I see all these people that started after me prospering, and all I have to show for it is a bunch of excuses. Sorry for the long email, but I just can't get out of my own head. I want to be one of those dads that come home. I've been at my current job since I was 17. Now I'm 48 and I think I'm afraid. I'm really stuck. That's Patrick. Guys, this resonates with me in so many ways. The fact that he's a dad, I talk a lot about this on this podcast, that I know that there are all sorts of people in my audience, men, women of all ages, people from various backgrounds, but I really, really, really feel called to help dads. And when I read emails like that, it's like, that's why I do what I do. I want to help people like Patrick. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you don't have to be a dad. I believe that what I'm going to talk about over the next few minutes will help you get unstuck if you feel like you're stuck in any area of your business, maybe even in your life. And so I messaged Patrick back, and shared some things, but I'm going to go deeper on this episode, and I'll share this with him as well, because I hope that this will help him even further beyond what I've already mentioned to him in email. And guys, by the way, I read and respond to all my emails personally. Somebody wrote me and said, you may or may not have read my email. There are so many emails, I don't know who reads them. If this email does not reach Ryan Rieger, please forward it to him. Well, I do read all my emails. I love reading my emails. I love responding. It might take me a few days to get back. In some instances, if I'm crazy busy, it might take a few weeks. Usually it's just a few days. But I love responding back. I love learning where you guys are. I love helping. That's why I do what I do. I love the success stories. I'm addicted to the success stories, and I want more of them. And I've seen so many people who are stuck or start with very little, start with even $0, be able to build a business. I'll say this again. I'll keep saying it. I've never seen an opportunity like this that is such low-hanging fruit, where somebody with literally $0, and I'll explain what I mean here. I've talked about this in past episodes, and I'll briefly share some of the strategies today. But literally, where somebody with $0 no experience whatsoever, never sold a single thing online ever. I've never seen an opportunity for that type of person to be able to build a successful business. Yes, there are other things you can certainly do, other ways to make money online and make money offline, but selling online, selling physical products online, whether that be Amazon, eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, Rakuten, there's other sites too. Never seen an opportunity like this. And so that's why I talk about it so much, because literally somebody with no business background ever can be successful. I've seen it happen over and over and over and over again. And I want to see it happen more. And so that's why I do this podcast. That's why I spend time creating content. That's why I do all these webinars. That's why I post on social media, because I want you to have the life that you want. And I believe that having an extra stream of income will allow you to do some things that you can't do right now. Maybe it'll even allow you to quit your job. I've seen so many my students do that. And if that's your goal, you can certainly do that with this business. No doubt. I've seen it happen too many times. And I believe you can be one of those as well. So let's talk about Patrick and getting unstuck. And so I really think that a lot of this, guys, and I'm speaking generally, is mental. There's a mental component to it. I've been doing this for long enough now that I see people who go through the exact same course, and one person will be wildly successful and another one won't. They'll get stuck somewhere. And the only thing that we can think of that it could be, I mean, I'm not a psychologist by any means, but I believe it's up here. I believe that the thoughts that a person has, maybe they bring in some bad experience in the past, can affect them in negative ways. And so, Patrick, I would say one thing is make sure you said that, that all you have to show for it is a bunch of excuses. Well, I would commend you for realizing that some of these things might just be excuses. Guys, I realize, and I'm not going to beat up on Patrick for sure, because, he said in here that life got in the way. And he also mentioned COVID. Man, guys, we are in an unprecedented time, and it's just been crazy. 2020 has been crazy. If your goals are completely way off track, I get it. It's okay. Realize it and move on. It's like somebody who's on a diet who goes and eats a whole quart of ice cream or something, and you feel like, man, I failed. I'm just going to quit, give up on this whole diet thing. No, what do? You just get right back up on your diet and you keep going. That's what you got to do, guys. If you have a time where life gets in the way, I realize that you all have more important things to do, and you have families and you have other things happening, and you might not have all the hours in a day that other students have. So that's one thing to think about, is a lot of folks get in this comparison game, and that's dangerous, because you have no idea what somebody else's situation is. Maybe that student, so Patrick, I'm telling you, maybe the people you see in these groups have way more time than you. Maybe they're not dealing with some of the challenges that you are. Maybe they aren't working 50, 60 hours a week like you may be. Maybe they don't have 5 kids like you. I don't know your family situation, but let's say you have 5 kids and you're crazy busy with your 5 kids, and your wife also works. Maybe they are single. Remember the days when we're single and we have all the time in the world we can focus only on us and our businesses and the things we want to do. Maybe those folks who are being so successful are in that position. They have extra time. Or maybe they're just more disciplined. Maybe they've got it right up here and they know what they're doing. And so I'll talk about both ways. I definitely don't want to beat anybody up, but I'll provide some tough love as well, is that realize that you're not them. They're not you. You're running your own race. It is your own thing. So don't get discouraged when you look at everybody else who may be doing more than you. Look at where you've come from. Look at how much you have accomplished. The fact that you're even emailing me, that you're listening to my podcast, that you're taking courses. Patrick, there's so many people that want to do something in life, that want to start a business, they never even get going. So at least you're going in the right direction. So commend yourself for taking action, for following somebody who is successful, for being in these groups, surrounding yourself with those people, because that is so super important. And so commend yourself for where you are, and don't compare yourself to people who are way ahead of you, because maybe they started 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Maybe they don't have the situation that you have. So comparison is a dangerous game. It'll steal your joy. Don't compare your beginning or your middle to somebody else's ending. You just can't do it. So I would say that. But also, yes, maybe they are excuses. Maybe you've got to make some changes internally. So some of the things, guys, I would tell you to do is, if you feel like you're stuck and it's something up here in your head, it's something mental that you're trying to get over, one of the things I always tell people is, what are you listening to? And who are you listening to? So we can unpack that for a second. There are all these voices every day telling us things, and we get to decide what lands. So for example, there's certain things we can't control. You're maybe watching TV and you see something. You're watching the news and you see something. I think my pastor says something like, you can't control a bird from flying over your head, but you can certainly control it from building a nest on your head, essentially. There are going to be thoughts that come to you throughout the day, negative, positive, and you have to choose which ones you're going to dwell on. And the biggest thing that you can do to combat negative thoughts is shut them off. Shut it off when you recognize it. And this might even be people in your life who are saying, Patrick, you can't do this. You've never done anything like this. You've always quit everything, single thing that you've ever done. You've always, just gone the safe route. You've never been successful in business. Nobody in our family has ever been successful in our business. Guys, it could be your own family who are putting you down and telling you that you can't do this because they knew you when you were this age, and you just, you've never done anything with your life. And, words can be very painful. And especially if you take them in and you let them grow a seed. Words are seeds. And if you let those negative words come into your heart, into your mind, they can grow trees of negativity and completely drown out any other voices that might be trying to put positive words in you. So I would say, listen, pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Pay attention to what you're listening. Pay attention to what you're reading. Pay attention to who is in your life. Make sure that the people in your life are people that are lifting you up, encouraging you. Make sure that you're listening to positive things, encouraging podcasts, listening to encouraging books. You're already in the Replens Facebook group, and probably these other communities too, that I run and I'm a part of. Be around those people who are doing this business with you, because there's so many times, guys, we are doing something that nobody else understands. If you're listening to this, you are the exception. Most people are going to a job that they hate. Most people might know that there's something else out there. Maybe they're not even stirred to do anything else about it. They're either not happy where they are and don't even have the motivation to do something about it like you do, Patrick. Or maybe they do know that there's something else out there, but they don't know where to go. You are farther ahead than those folks. And so I would say, surround yourself with community. Surround yourself with people that understand this journey, that are doing the same thing that you are, because talking about some of these Amazon things that we talk about, like fulfillment by Amazon, fulfilled by merchant. You start talking about that stuff to the regular person, they have no idea what you're talking about. And so they can identify with your journey. And so surrounding yourself with people who get it, who are in the same business, who are on the same journey, is super, super important. All of my most successful students are people who are involved are involved in the communities. I'm sure there's some exceptions, people who aren't so super involved and aren't in groups. And yes, you can do this business by yourself, but I would say that it's a lot harder, and you will go further and faster if you're in community. If you have you surround yourself with people who care about you, who are on the same journey as you, that are cheering you on. And that's what we do, like in our Legends group and these other communities. So guys, couple of, just to sum up on the mental side, is who are you listening to? What are you listening to? What are you feeding on? One of the things I feed on is the Word of God. I'm not shy about talking about where I believe my success comes from. And honestly, it's the Lord. It's the grace of God. He's put me in the right position at the right time to meet the right people, to be in the right communities, to open up those emails. You've listened to my story of meeting Jim Cockrum and winning that auction. All of that has set in motion all these other things. Could I have gotten to where I am now through other journeys and other paths? Sure, the Lord could have done that. But I believe that I was obedient at those right times, and those doors flung wide open and provided new opportunities. And so if I would listen to the negative voices that still come to me saying, oh, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? Man, I'd be discouraged all the time. But I feed on the Word of God, which tells me who I am and who's got me, that it's His job to provide for me. This business is not my own. My times, as the psalmist says, my times are in your hands. I trust the Lord completely. And there have been times when I'm like, God, what are you doing here? What's going on here? That's going to happen. But I believe that I am at the right place at the right time. He's given me favor. He's shown me opportunities. I pray about business opportunities, guys. I pray about finding the right products. I pray about everything. And I give my business to the Lord and watch Him work, watch Him open doors of opportunities for me that I could never have opened up on my own, giving me the opportunity to have a podcast, giving me the opportunity to have an audience. The fact that you're listening to this right now is a gift to me. The fact that I am in your ear right now, I believe that is a tremendous, precious gift. And I do not take that lightly. And I pray about the emails I send out. I pray about the podcast episodes. And I know that not every single episode is going to resonate with every person, because you are a wide, diverse audience. But it's amazing to me when I send an email out, the number of times that I get an email back from folks that's saying, how did you know I was going through that? Or how did you know that I knew that I needed to hear that today? Or thank you for sending this out. This is exactly what I needed to hear today. Or here's what I got from Dale just a few weeks ago from an email I sent out on a Friday. He says, I have never ever read a newsletter that jumped off the page like it was talking to me personally. Bullseye. And he says, not to mention getting a personal video reply. Sometimes I will reply if somebody sends me a story, so shares their story with me. Sometimes it's just way too much to type it all out. So I'll do a video. I use a tool called BombBomb, B-O-M-B. Side note, if you're in a business where you need to get clients or you just need to reach out to people personally, BombBomb is awesome. So if you're like if you are a coach, BombBomb is an incredible tool for sending personal videos to people. Check it out, bombbomb.com. I'll put a link in the show notes, streamsofincomeradio.com. BombBomb is a tremendous tool that I use to connect with people personally. It's awesome. I love it. And it gets the most amazing feedback from folks. They'll say, wow, I can't believe that you took the time to do that and to send me a voice video or a video message instead of just a text message or an email message. And the truth is, it's usually easier for me to do that than it is to type out a long response. So back to Dale's message, he says, and he asked me to pray for him. And so I love hearing that type of stuff. I love hearing that what I'm saying is resonating. And I want that feedback. So as just on this podcast episode, you let me know, is this the type of, you enjoy these types of episodes where I'm reading from my emails? Is this resonating with you? If not, that's okay too. Let me know. I know I can't please every single person in the audience every single time, but I want that feedback because I want to know if what I'm doing is making a difference, if it's encouraging you. If there's a certain guest that you really resonated with or a certain topic that you really enjoy, let me know because I can have more guests on to talk about that topic or bring that guest back to go further. Guys, this podcast, I believe it's not about me. This is about you. I'm doing this for you. And so I want to know how I can serve you best. But I just felt led for this episode to go into a couple of emails and share with what some of the people are going through, because you might be going through the same situation. So back to Patrick, I would say, I don't know his situation exactly, but a lot of this, guys, is mental. And it comes down to who are you listening to? What are you listening to? What thoughts are you allowing to encamp and make essentially build camp inside your head? If it's negative, if you're listening to negative things all the time, you're going to be discouraged and you're going to give up. But if you're listening to people who are positive, listening to podcast episodes like this one and others, there's tons of great podcasts out there, people who are going to encourage you, lift you up, cheer you on, that have been where you are and can tell you, yes, you can do this. Guys, I'm telling you, yes, you can do this. But a lot of it is up here in your head. And so get around the right people. Turn off. I'm not saying you have to shut out people in your lives that are negative. I mean, maybe they're your family, so you can't completely cut them off, but maybe you're spending less and less time or not taking a phone call because you know it's going to be negative, or you're just getting away from some friends or relationships that might be toxic to your business success or your life success. And you don't have to cut them off completely, but maybe you just don't hang out with them all the time. You might have to make some hard decisions that you're going a different way. You're going this way. You know you can be successful. You've seen people do it and you want to be there too. So who are you listening to? What are you feeding on? What words are you bringing into you? Are you reading good books? Are you reading the Word of God? That's my go-to for finding encouragement when I'm down, for finding just getting my passion back, to know that I'm on the right track. And so that's a big one. It's mindset. Mindset is huge. And so mental is a big part of it. Another thing that helps me when I'm feeling stuck, or another thing that I tell people about who say that they aren't just seeing the success that they want to, or they can't get motivated, is what is your why? So Patrick, I'd ask you, what are you doing this for? Why did you even sign up for all those courses? Why did you seek out help? Mentorship in these areas? I would say, just reading your email, that the fact that you're a dad, you want to come home, that's a big why. To be able to quit your job, that's a big why. To be able to give your kids the life you want to give them, to be able to spend time with them, is a big why. And so, guys, I'm telling you, you have to have a strong why. Being in business is not easy. That's why a lot of people don't do it. It's work. I wish it weren't. I wish you could hit the easy button. I have an easy button behind me back here. You can see it right there if you're watching me on YouTube. Right there. I wish you could just hit the easy button and go to business success. However, it wouldn't be the same. You might not appreciate it as much. Sure like to try though. But there is no easy button for business success. There's no easy button in life. And so it's work. And there are days when you're discouraged. There are days when the sales don't come. You do a product launch, you do a course launch, and it just doesn't happen the way you thought it would. Things aren't growing as fast as you want them to grow. You're not seeing the success that other people are seeing, and that's frustrating. And yes, it can be easy to want to quit and give up. But what is your why? Why are you doing this? Get a vision of that. Get a vision of what life would be like without that job. Get a vision of what your life would be like being able to take your kids to the zoo anytime you want, or to wake up and like, hey kids, what do you want to do today? To take the day off and do whatever you want, to take long lunches, to take a few weeks off, or to be able to run your business from, your beach house. Guys, all of that is possible in this business. And so what is your why? That's a big one. You have to have a strong one. Think about what you are doing this for. Get pictures in your mind, even get a vision board, cut out pictures from a magazine, cut out pictures from the internet of what life looks like for you when you have business success and what that affords you to do. So mental, get your head right, have a strong why, and some super practical hands-on things is get some momentum. So Patrick, this might be just going out and getting, you've already had some sales success. You've already been doing this. And so just start doing something. So for you guys, if you've just started, you've never sold anything online, get that first sale. It doesn't have to be on Amazon. If your goal is to sell on Amazon and you are wanting to do that, but you haven't got your account set up yet, or you don't want to invest a lot of money, find something around your house and sell it on Craigslist, sell it on Facebook Marketplace, do something, watch the first video of a course. Once you start taking action, that first thing that might be, it seems like, guys, sometimes that first piece of action is the absolute hardest one. Once you do that, you get some confidence. And then you'll be like, oh, I want to do that again. And you get your second sale, your third sale, your fourth sale. Pretty soon it's like a snowball that's rolling down the hill and you can't stop it because the momentum is happening so fast. So do something. Watch something, watch a webinar, listen to a podcast, read a chapter in a book, take some action in your business, go make a sale, go create a listing, add something onto Amazon, add something onto eBay, do something, you'll get that momentum. And I'm telling you guys, some of you who are saying you can't find product, just keep going, tweak it, ask somebody who's been doing this. The people who I know who have been stuck at the beginning or stuck somewhere in their business, you find something inside you, you keep going, you ask somebody who's done this before and say, what did you do to get over that hump? Find a product that sells. And once you learn how to do it, the confidence will come. I have people in my audience that say, like, just literally last night, I was on a webinar with Travis Hettenbach, one of my leaders in the Legends group. We were in the Q4 groups doing a webinar about online arbitrage, finding products online to sell online. And he was saying, I know that if I open up a sales ad for about any store, I'm going to find a product that I can sell. Travis has been doing this for a while. But listen to folks like Travis, watch webinars from guys like Travis who show you how he makes decisions, how he does stuff. Guys, you'll get there. The confidence will come, but even he had his first sale. So it's take action, just keep going. Do not quit. Find something that works for you. Even if you have to go to a garage sale, you have to go to a thrift store, you have to go to a estate sale. You may even like that business model. That's a whole separate business model. We talk about that on this podcast as well. But find something. Maybe Amazon is not your thing. There are so many ways to sell online. There's not one right way. You'll find your niche. You'll find your path forward. But you got to keep moving. You got to keep listening. You got to listen who you're listening to. Pay attention who you're listening to. Pay attention to what you're reading. Pay attention to what you're feeding on. Guys, I'm telling you, the mindset piece of this is the biggest piece. Once you have your head right and you know that you've got that, you feel motivated, then you can do anything. But sometimes motivation comes just by taking that first step, getting that first sale. So take action. It comes down to taking action. With action comes clarity. Stay in community. Stay listening to this podcast. You will be encouraged. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your emails. Email me at ryan@ryanrieger.com. I read them all. I respond to them all. I'll see you in the next episode.
You've been listening to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger. From right here in the Dallas Metroplex, Ryan teaches several entrepreneurial courses and group coaching programs to students all over the world. Be sure to listen next week at the same time for Streams of Income with Ryan Rieger.